Hi guys, this is Anna Marisax vlog, and today I'm bringing you something really exciting. As you know, I love combining travel with business, lifestyle and personal growth. And one of the questions I get asked all the time is, Anna, where in Europe should I go if I want not just beautiful places, but also opportunities to grow, to connect and to feel inspired? So in today's video, we are diving into my personal list of the top 10 countries in Europe that every ambitious traveler and entrepreneur should know about. These are not just tourist spots. They're places where culture, innovation and opportunity come together, where you can enjoy the lifestyle and also think about your future. So grab your notebook, maybe your coffee, and let's start this journey together, because I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll see Europe in a completely new way. Spain is one of those countries that never really leaves your heart once you visit. It's not just the beaches, the flamenco, or the amazing food, though, let's be honest, tapas and sangria are hard to beat. It's the way Spain combines lifestyle with opportunity. If you're someone like me who thinks about life as a mix of business and pleasure, Spain is a perfect example of how you can actually have both. Let's talk first about the culture. Spanish people really value quality of life. Long lunches, late dinners, and that famous siesta rhythm. It might sound relaxed, but there's actually something powerful about a culture that teaches you to slow down and enjoy the moment. As a businesswoman, I find that inspiring because balance is key to long-term success. You can grind all day, but if you never recharge, you'll burn out. Spain constantly reminds me of the importance of balance. From a business perspective, Spain is also evolving. Cities like Madrid and Barcelona have become hubs for startups, tech, and creative industries. You have international investors, co-working spaces, and a strong network of entrepreneurs who are building companies with a global outlook. If you're looking for a place to live for a few months, work remotely, or even launch a project, Spain gives you the infrastructure and the lifestyle at the same time. And then, of course, we can't ignore the sheer beauty of it all. The beaches of Costa del Sol, the historic streets of Seville, the modernist architecture of Gaudí in Barcelona. Spain is like an endless backdrop for creativity. Every corner feels like content waiting to happen. As someone who works with media, branding, and storytelling, I always feel energized here because the visual inspiration is just everywhere. What I also love is how Spain has this global connection. It's part of Europe, but it also has strong ties with Latin America, and that makes it a gateway between continents. If you think internationally, Spain gives you cultural diversity, languages, and a bridge to different markets. So whether you come here for the lifestyle, the opportunities, or just the sunshine, Spain is truly one of the countries in Europe that represents how business and pleasure can be partners, not enemies. And that's why it had to be on my list. The Czech Republic might not be the first country that comes to mind when you think about Europe's most exciting destinations, but trust me, it deserves a top spot on this list. Prague alone is enough reason to visit. It's a city that feels like stepping into a fairy tale with cobblestone streets, Gothic towers, and that iconic Charles Bridge. But beyond the beauty, the Czech Republic is a country that's quietly powerful when it comes to lifestyle and business. What I love about the Czech Republic is the balance between history and modern innovation. On one side, you have centuries of culture, art, and tradition. On the other, you find a booming tech scene, a growing community of entrepreneurs, and an economy that's surprisingly strong for a country of its size. Prague has become one of Central Europe's startup hubs, with international companies setting up headquarters here, and a ton of co-working spaces that are filled with young people working on global projects. Another big advantage? Location. Being in the heart of Europe makes the Czech Republic incredibly strategic. You can fly or take a train to Berlin, Vienna, Warsaw, or Budapest in just a few hours. For someone doing international business or even just planning collaborations, this connectivity is priceless. Let's not forget lifestyle. Compared to many Western European countries, the cost of living here is still relatively affordable, which means you can enjoy great food, cozy cafes, and amazing cultural experiences without breaking the bank. And the beer culture, well, let's just say it's legendary. There's something about enjoying a pilsner in a historic Prague pub after a day of meetings that feels like the perfect mix of work and play. For me, The Czech Republic is proof that you don't always have to choose the obvious places. Sometimes the hidden gems give you the best mix of opportunity, inspiration, and quality of life. And that's why it's definitely one of my top European picks. The Netherlands is one of those countries that instantly makes you think of innovation, creativity, and forward thinking. Amsterdam might be the most famous city, with its canals, bikes, and beautiful old houses, but the country as a whole is so much more than postcard views. For anyone with an entrepreneurial spirit, the Netherlands is like a playground. First of all, it's one of the most internationally minded places in Europe. Almost everyone speaks English fluently, which makes it super easy to connect, network, and do business. If you're building a global brand or looking for partners, the Netherlands makes that process so much smoother. Cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Eindhoven are filled with international companies, startups, and creative hubs where ideas from all over the world come together. The Dutch are also famous for their practicality and innovation. They've literally built their country out of water with some of the most advanced engineering projects in the world. That same mindset translates into business, solutions, efficiency, and getting things done. As someone who values productivity, I find the Dutch approach very inspiring. But beyond business, the Netherlands offers an incredible lifestyle. Imagine cycling along canals, enjoying world-class museums like the Van Gogh Museum or the Rijksmuseum, and then finishing your day with dinner in a cozy cafe. It's a country that values both tradition and modern comfort. And let's not forget the flower fields in spring. They're a reminder that beauty and creativity are built into everyday life here. So for me, the Netherlands is that perfect combination of business opportunities, global connections, and a lifestyle that feels inspiring every single day. That's why it easily earns its place in my top 10 European countries. Luxembourg is one of the smallest countries in Europe, but don't let the size fool you. It's a powerhouse. When people think about global finance, most picture London or Zurich. But Luxembourg quietly holds its place as one of the world's leading financial centers. For entrepreneurs, investors, or anyone with international ambitions, this little country is a major player. What makes Luxembourg fascinating is its mix of tradition and modernity. On one hand, you have medieval castles, charming old towns, and beautiful rolling hills. On the other, you have skyscrapers full of international banks, European Union institutions, and innovative startups. It's like stepping between history and the future every day. The country is also incredibly international. More than half of the population is made up of foreigners, and people switch between French, German, English, and Luxembourgish without even blinking. For business, this multicultural environment is priceless. It's a place where you can easily build global connections because the whole culture is about bridging different worlds. From a lifestyle perspective, Luxembourg offers something rare: stability. It's one of the safest countries in the world, with high standards of living and excellent infrastructure. The wages are strong, the public services are top tier, and if you're looking for a place to both live and grow professionally, it's hard to find a safer bet. And let's not forget location. Nestled between France, Germany, and Belgium, Luxembourg is like a gateway to Western Europe. In just a few hours, you can be in Paris, Brussels, or Frankfurt, which makes it incredibly convenient for both business and leisure travel. So even though it's small, Luxembourg proves that influence doesn't depend on size. It's wealthy, international, and full of opportunities, all while offering a calm, high-quality lifestyle. That's why it firmly earns its spot on my list of Europe's best countries. Croatia has become one of Europe's hottest destinations in the past decade, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. With its turquoise Adriatic Sea, historic coastal towns, and more than 1,000 islands, it feels like paradise. But Croatia is more than just beaches and yacht parties. It's also a country with growing opportunities for entrepreneurs and professionals. Let's start with lifestyle. Cities like Dubrovnik and Split are world famous for their beauty and history, and in summer they transform into global meeting points for travelers, creatives, and business people alike. Imagine working remotely from a terrace overlooking the sea, then walking through centuries-old streets for dinner. The energy here is both relaxed and inspiring. From a business perspective, Croatia has been gaining momentum since joining the European Union. It's becoming friendlier to investors, and the tourism industry itself is a massive driver of growth. For anyone interested in hospitality, real estate, or digital services linked to travel, Croatia is a land of opportunity. Zagreb, the capital, has also developed as a tech hub with a startup scene that's still young but promising. Another huge plus is affordability compared to many Western European countries. While the coast can get pricey in peak season, living costs in most parts of Croatia remain reasonable. That makes it attractive for digital nomads and entrepreneurs who want high quality of life without the extreme price tag. And let's be honest, the natural beauty is unmatched. From the waterfalls of Plitvice lakes to sailing through the Dalmatian islands, Croatia is like a never-ending source of inspiration. If you're in the business of creativity, media, or branding, you'll find yourself surrounded by visuals that practically create content on their own. So Croatia is not only a dream vacation spot, but also a rising place for lifestyle and opportunity combined. It shows that you don't always need the biggest cities to feel connected, inspired, and motivated. That's why it's one of my top choices in Europe. Slovenia is one of Europe's best-kept secrets. It's small, it's quiet, but the moment you arrive, you realize how much this country has to offer. Imagine alpine mountains, crystal-clear lakes, green valleys, and then within a couple of hours, you're at the Adriatic Sea. For someone who values both lifestyle and opportunity, Slovenia is a hidden gem that delivers on both fronts. The capital, Ljubljana, feels like a city straight out of a storybook. Colorful buildings, cozy cafes, and a river running through the old town. But don't let the charm fool you. It's also a place where innovation is happening. Slovenia has a growing startup scene, strong ties with tech and research, and as part of the European Union, it's connected to the wider market. For entrepreneurs or digital nomads, it's a country that's small enough to be approachable, but open enough to think big. Lifestyle here is incredible. You can ski in the Julian Alps in the morning, then have lunch by Lake Bled, and in the evening enjoy seafood by the coast. It's all within a tiny distance, which makes Slovenia one of the most versatile countries in Europe. For people who don't want to choose between mountains, lakes, or the sea, here you get it all in one package. Another thing I love is the quality of life. Slovenia is safe, clean, environmentally conscious, and still relatively affordable compared to its neighbors. It's a country that values nature and balance, which fits perfectly with the idea of building a sustainable lifestyle and business. So even though it doesn't always make the headlines, Slovenia is a place where beauty, opportunity, and peace of mind come together. That's why it deserves a strong spot on my list of Europe's best countries. Estonia might not be the first country people think of when they imagine Europe's best destinations, but if you're an entrepreneur, a digital nomad, or just someone fascinated by innovation, it should be very high on your list. This small Baltic nation has built a global reputation for being one of the most digital and forward-thinking countries in the world. Let's start with the big headline, e-residency. Estonia was the first country to introduce this program, which allows anyone in the world to become a virtual resident and set up a company online. For business, that's revolutionary. It means you don't have to physically live there to run a company inside the European Union. It's like a gateway to Europe built on digital efficiency. Tallinn, the capital, is both charming and modern. The old town feels like a medieval fairy tale with its cobblestone streets and Gothic towers, but just a few steps away you'll find tech companies, co-working spaces, and startups that are shaping the future. Estonia has one of the highest numbers of startups per capita in Europe, which makes it a hub of creativity and innovation. Skype, for example, was born here, and many other global companies are now following. Lifestyle in Estonia might surprise you. Yes, the winters are cold and dark, but the summers are magical, with long days, beautiful nature, and a relaxed pace of life. The forests, lakes, and islands make it a dream for anyone who loves the outdoors. And because the country is small, everything feels accessible. You can go from a business meeting in Tallinn to a quiet weekend in nature in less than an hour. Another strength of Estonia is efficiency. The government services are almost entirely online. Taxes, healthcare, documents, all handled digitally, which saves so much time and energy. For me, that's inspiring because it shows how technology can actually improve everyday life, not just business. So Estonia might not have the beaches of Spain or the size of Germany, but it offers something equally powerful: Innovation, opportunity, and simplicity. It's proof that small countries can lead the way, and that's why it absolutely deserves a place in my top 10 European countries. Portugal is one of those countries that has exploded in popularity in the last few years, and for good reason. It offers sunshine, history, culture, and food that people fall in love with instantly. But at the same time, it's becoming a serious hub for entrepreneurs, digital nomads, and innovators. Lisbon, the capital, is now famous not just for its colorful streets and ocean views, but also for being home to the Web Summit, one of the biggest tech conferences in the world. That event alone has put Portugal on the global startup map, and the city has become a magnet for international talent. Co-working spaces are everywhere, and the energy is young, creative, and global. Porto, on the other hand, mixes tradition with modern development and is quickly becoming a second hub for tech and investment. Another huge reason Portugal is attractive is lifestyle. The climate is one of the best in Europe. Over 300 days of sunshine a year in the south, with warm winters compared to most of the continent. The Algarve coastline is world famous for its beaches and cliffs, while Lisbon and Porto give you the perfect mix of urban life and culture. Imagine finishing your Zoom calls and then heading straight to surf at sunset. That's real life in Portugal. The country also offers great value. While costs are rising due to its popularity, Portugal is still more affordable than many Western European countries. This balance makes it especially appealing for remote workers who want a high quality of life without the crazy price tag of London or Paris. And then there's the mindset. Portuguese people are warm, welcoming, and international. English is widely spoken, especially in cities, and the government has been proactive in creating visas and programs that attract foreign talent. For business and lifestyle, that open attitude is a game changer. So Portugal is no longer just about port wine, fado music, or beaches. It's about opportunity. It's a country that combines tradition and beauty with a very modern vision for the future, which is why it's absolutely on my list of the top 10 in Europe. Finland is one of the most unique countries in Europe, and honestly, it feels like stepping into a different rhythm of life. Known for its stunning nature, design culture, and world-class education system, Finland has quietly built a reputation as one of the best places to live and do business. Let's start with innovation. Finland consistently ranks as one of the most technologically advanced nations in the world. It's the birthplace of Nokia, Angry Birds, and countless startups that have gone global. The capital, Helsinki, is full of co-working spaces, incubators, and events that bring together entrepreneurs from every corner of the globe. The government also actively supports innovation, research, and green technologies, which makes it a great environment for new ideas to grow. But beyond business, Finland is all about quality of life. The country is famous for being one of the happiest nations on earth, and that's not just a statistic. You really feel it when you're here. There's a balance between work and personal life, and a deep respect for nature. Imagine finishing a day of meetings and then stepping straight into a sauna by a frozen lake. That's not just leisure, that's culture, and it shows how much Finns value well-being. The natural beauty here is breathtaking. Endless forests, thousands of lakes, and in the north, the magic of the northern lights. Winters can be long and dark, but instead of being a drawback, it creates a lifestyle of resilience and creativity. People embrace the seasons, and that attitude is inspiring if you're someone who values personal growth alongside professional success. So Finland is more than just cold weather and snow. It's innovation, happiness, balance, and beauty all in one. It's a place where you can grow your business, improve your lifestyle, and feel connected to something bigger. That's why it fully deserves a spot in my top 10 European countries. Lithuania is one of those countries that surprises people the moment they visit. It might not have the global fame of France or Italy, but it's one of the fastest growing and most dynamic countries in Europe right now. For me, Lithuania is proof that small nations can create huge opportunities. Let's start with the capital, Vilnius. The old town is absolutely beautiful, with cobblestone streets, baroque churches, and cozy cafes that feel like they're straight out of a painting. But just a few steps away, you'll find modern glass buildings filled with startups, tech companies, and co-working spaces buzzing with energy. Vilnius has quickly become one of the region's most promising hubs for entrepreneurs and digital nomads. Business-wise, Lithuania is impressive. The country is known for its fintech sector. It's become one of Europe's leaders in digital finance, attracting companies and investors from all over the world. The government has made it easier to register companies, access banking, and get connected internationally. For entrepreneurs, especially those in technology, Lithuania is like a door into Europe that's surprisingly efficient and supportive. Lifestyle here is also a huge plus. It's affordable compared to Western Europe, which means you can enjoy great food, vibrant culture, and comfortable living without the crazy price tag. At the same time, Lithuania has an incredibly strong sense of tradition and identity. Festivals, music, and art are everywhere, and the younger generation is blending that heritage with modern global culture. So Lithuania is not just a hidden corner of Europe, it's a rising star. It's innovative, affordable, beautiful, and ambitious, which makes it a country to watch and a country to experience. That's why it deserves a strong spot in my top 10 European countries.